Let's get right into it. We need to talk about a really unsettling question. In an age with all this incredible comfort in medical technology, why are we becoming more physically fragile? The answer? Well, it might not be what you think, and it has huge implications for how we live and ultimately how we die.
You know, our whole approach to health is about reacting. We focus on treating diseases, managing cholesterol, all of that. But what if, in our obsession with just not being sick, we've completely missed a much bigger threat, something hiding in plain sight?
That threat, it all comes down to one simple, uncomfortable word: weakness. Now, this isn't a moral judgment. It's a biological problem. It's a hidden epidemic of physical fragility that is quietly and totally changing what it means to get older.
So what does it actually mean to be dying from weakness? I mean, this goes way beyond just being a little out of shape. We're talking about losing the actual physical capacity to handle what life throws at you.
Let me make this really concrete for you. Think about something as common as a fall. For someone in their 70s or 80s, a hip fracture is almost never just a broken bone. It's often the event that kicks off a rapid decline. It's a one-way ticket to losing your independence. And here's the most important part. These falls are not random accidents. They are the predictable outcome of a body that has lost its strength, its balance, and its power.
For decades, we've been told the same things, right? Worry about smoking, watch your diet, check your cholesterol. But what if the data is telling a completely different story? What if one of the biggest predictors of a long, healthy life is something most of us have been totally overlooking?
Just take a look at this. We're talking about massive population studies here, and what they found is staggering. Low leg strength and poor cardio fitness, your VO2 max, are more powerful predictors of whether you'll live or die than even smoking or having diabetes. Just let that sink in for a second. The strength of your legs is a better clue to your long-term survival than whether you're a smoker. That is a profound and, a deeply uncomfortable truth.
And this really forces us to rethink what it even means to be healthy. It's like the quote says, we don't just have a disease problem, we have a capacity problem. True health isn't just the absence of sickness. It's about having the physical engine, the capability to actually engage with the world on your own terms.
This brings us to a really critical idea. Think of it as a line in the sand, a measurable threshold where, if you fall below it, life as you know it fundamentally changes. It's called the line of independence.
So how do we measure this capacity? Well, one of the most important metrics is your VO2 max. The easiest way to think about it is as the horsepower of your body's engine. It's a hard number that measures how well your heart and lungs can get oxygen to your muscles when you're working hard. A higher VO2 max basically means you have a bigger, more powerful engine.
And here's the number that really matters. The research points to a critical threshold, right around 15 to 18. When your VO2 max drops below this number, you cross that line, the line between independence and dependence.
And what does life look like below that line? Well, simple, everyday things become massive challenges. Walking to the mailbox feels like an all-out sprint. Climbing a flight of stairs is exhausting. And when everything gets that hard, you do less. Your world starts to shrink. And the less you do, the less you can do. It's a vicious cycle where atrophy just leads to more atrophy.
Which leads us right to the central question, doesn't it? How did we even get here? And the answer, ironically, lies in the amazing, comfortable world we've built for ourselves.
This decline isn't happening in a vacuum, right? It's a direct result of the world we've created. So we have to ask ourselves, why has all of our progress come at the expense of our physical resilience?
This shows the mismatch perfectly. Our biology, our very genes, were forged in a world that demanded physical work. Walking for miles, carrying heavy things, dealing with the elements. But the world we've engineered, it systematically removes every single one of those demands. We've outsourced movement to cars and delivery apps. We live in perfectly climate-controlled boxes. We have successfully engineered struggle right out of our lives.
And what's the result? The modern human condition. Our minds are constantly buzzing, completely overworked, while our bodies are in a state of chronic disuse. That mismatch is the very thing that creates fragility.
So if some amount of decline over time is inevitable, what can we possibly do? Well, we have to shift our thinking. It's not about just maintaining. It's about actively building resilience. We have to build a buffer.
Here's another number you have to know: 1%. After you turn 40, if you don't do anything to fight it, your VO2 max will drop by about 1% every single year.
Think of it like a slow, steady leak. You won't notice it day to day, but over a decade, you've suddenly lost 10% of your engine's power. This isn't a theory, it's just a biological fact.
And because that decline is a certainty, you absolutely need a buffer, because life is going to interrupt you. You get an injury, work will get crazy, an illness will knock you down. These things are guaranteed. If you're living right at the edge of your capacity, any one of those events can push you right over that line. But if you have that buffer, you bend, you don't break.
Okay, now this is the most important part of this whole explainer, so listen up. This is not a story of doom and gloom. Not at all. The human body is incredibly adaptable at any age. You can build strength and improve your cardio well into your 70s, 80s, and even beyond. It is truly never too late to start building your buffer.
And this means we need a totally new way of thinking about fitness. It's not about hacking your biology or how you look. It's about something way more fundamental.
For way too long, fitness has been sold to us with these superficial goals. Get a six-pack, hit a certain body fat percentage, try the latest trend. But this whole idea of fragility demands a new set of goals. The goal isn't just to be not sick. The goal is to be capable. The goal is to be resilient. The goal is to be not fragile.
So what does that actually look like? Well, the plan is pretty simple, even if it's not always easy. Number 1, train your legs. They are the foundation of your longevity. Number 2, train your heart. That cardiovascular engine is key. 3, train your balance. It's a skill that will keep you on your feet. And finally, and this might be the most important, you have to train your tolerance for discomfort. Our comfortable world has made us soft. True resilience is built when you voluntarily choose to do hard things.
So let me just leave you with this. The ultimate goal here isn't to look fit. It's to be profoundly capable. Capable of picking up your grandkids, capable of weathering a serious illness, capable of living a long, dignified, independent life all the way to the end. In an age of comfort that creates fragility, choosing to be capable, that is the ultimate act of rebellion, and that is the real prize.